back to my channel. This is OCD Movie Reviews. My name is Oliver Brinket, and today I'm going to review the new crime drama film, The Many Saints of Newark. This movie is a prequel to one of the best TV shows of all time, Sopranos, and this movie is directed by Alan Taylor, who directed For the Dark World and Terminator Genisys, on par with writing episodes of Sopranos and Game of Thrones. Witness the making of Tony Soprano, the story that reveals the humanity behind Tony's struggles and the influence his family, especially his uncle, becoming the most iconic mob boss of all time. Now, if you guys are fans of Sopranos, you're probably gonna hate this review because I just had to be honest here, I have not seen Sopranos.
Hip hip! Boo! Hip hip! Boo! Hip hip! Boo! Hip hip!
Boo! You stink!
I heard the show was fantastic. I heard the show was really, really good. I do like crime shows. I just have not seen Sopranos, and I heard it's a really fantastic show. So you're probably thinking, why the hell do you see this movie if you have not seen Sopranos? A lot of people told me that this movie is a prequel to Sopranos, and this movie is a prequel to Sopranos. So I thought I don't have to watch Sopranos to watch this movie because this is a prequel. This is before the show. So I was thinking if I did watch this movie, it will get me into the show Sopranos. I did watch this movie with a Sopranos fan though. So he basically told me everything I need to know about Sopranos. So I was still pumped for the movie though, even though I have not seen Sopranos. I love crime boss movies like Goodfellas, The Godfather. I like crime movies. So obviously I was into this film, despite from Alan Taylor directing the film. He didn't direct great films. He did written episodes for Game of Thrones, and he's involved a lot in Sopranos. But he has made For the Dark World, to me, one of the worst MCU films, and Terminator Genisys, one of the worst Terminator films of all time. So, I was very skeptical. Now, coming from the guy that has not seen Sopranos, I thought this movie was decent. It's a fine crime movie. It's a movie that I do get throughout. So if you're not Sopranos fans, I think this movie will be okay for you if you have not seen the show. But at the same time, it's one of those movies that I'm very unfamiliar with because I had not seen the show. I really couldn't investigate the world Sopranos because I don't know what the world Sopranos is like because I haven't seen the show. But as a normal mob boss movie, I think this movie is fine. I do think the world of this movie is really well done. It's dark, it's brooding, it's obviously a gangster film, so we got to see some violence in this film. And the violence in this film is really well done. It is brutal as hell, and it's kind of what I wanted to see in a crime type movie. I think the cinematography of this movie looks fantastic. I love the look of this movie. I love the color schemes of this movie. I also like the cast in the movie. I think the cast in the movie, for the most part, does a great job in the film. The main character, technically, of this film is not really Tony Soprano. This is the movie about how Tony Soprano was made, or how Tony Soprano became who he is, the inspiration. The main character is the uncle of the film to Tony Soprano, which I can't say the actor's name. I know nothing about this actor, but the guy who plays Tony Soprano's uncle in this film, he did a really good job in this film. I never seen him in a film before. And I wanted to see him in more stuff because I think he did a really good job in this film. We follow him throughout most of the film, so we don't get much of young Tony Soprano. And I think this film does a great job with his character. I really like the uncle in this movie. Again, cannot say the actor's name. But the rest of the actors are great in this movie also, like Vera Farmiga as Tony Soprano's mom. I think she does a great job in the film. Jon Bernthal, hopefully I say his name right. I love this actor. He's in a lot of films this year. I think he's a really good actor, and he is good in this film also. Ray Liotta, hopefully I say his name right. I like this actor. I like him in a lot of things. He's a really good actor. He is also good in this film. He plays two roles in this film. He does a really good job in this film. But let's talk about young Tony Soprano, which I can't say the actor's name. Sorry, I apologize. I don't know this actor, but I just noticed that it is the son of the guy who plays Tony Soprano in the original show that passed away. I think that's really cool that the son plays his father in the show. Kind of like what Straight Outta Compton did with O'Shea Jackson Jr. playing Ice Cube, his father. I thought that's really cool that a father-son is playing the father's role. I thought that's really cool in the film. His performance, though, is fine in the film. It's fine. But it does have issues, though. But throughout the most part, he really wasn't much in the film, which is something that I was really surprised. Yeah, young Tony Soprano wasn't much in the film. It's more about the inspiration which I accept that because obviously the tagline says the movie all. But I would say, for the most part, he is fine in this film. I think he's a fine actor. I just think maybe the direction with his character could have been much better in this film. But as acting, he's good in the film. But we'll get more in detail the flaws of the movie. I do think this movie was interesting. It's an interesting crime movie. But despite from all that, I do think one of my biggest flaws with the movie is that I'm so unfamiliar with the world of Sopranos. Especially that this is a prequel. I should be invested, but I felt like there's something missing. I felt like I should have seen Sopranos then this movie, because I felt like this movie is very unfamiliar to me. If I'd seen Sopranos, I would have had a complete different opinion on this film. There are just random stuff happening and...
Get that. Could you try again?
This thing is annoying me.
I'm sorry.
Can you shut up? Sorry about that, but what I'm saying is that since I have not seen the show, the world of this movie is very unfamiliar to me, especially the way the movie is toned, because there are just a bunch of random moments in the film, and the ending is where basically things happen and, you know, like where the story kicks on. Most of this film is just a bunch of random moments where the uncle goes through what the young Tony Sopranos do, and I felt like this movie, I could have watched the show to catch up to know what's happening. Even if it's a prequel, I felt like there's something unfamiliar with this film. And also the actor who played young Tony Soprano, I said he was fine in the film, but at parts in this film, he wasn't that great in the film. There were parts where his acting felt a little bit wooden and a little bit too over the top. There are parts where he's good in the film. There's a part where you understand what he's going through and he's very convincing. But there are other parts where you feel like, yeah, his acting could have done a lot of work. I know he's the son of the guy who played Tony Soprano, so it kind of makes sense. And he does look like his dad, but he needs to do a bit better. Guys, overall, The Many Saints of Newark is just a fine crime movie. It's a decent crime film. If you're a fan of those, I think you'll be fine with this film. But I think it's going to confuse some people who are unfamiliar with Sopranos like I am. Maybe you have a different opinion. That's just your opinion. If you like this movie and you have not seen Sopranos, that's good. To me, I am fine with this movie. I probably wouldn't watch it again. But I do think this film is a pretty decent crime film. But I probably should see Sopranos after this film to understand. Maybe if I have seen Sopranos, I would have had a different opinion on this film. But for now, I thought this film was just a fine crime film with some good acting in the film, some good moments, some great cinematography in the color scheme. I love how dark this movie is. But overall, I just find this film okay. I am going to give The Many Saints of Newark a C+. So guys, that is my review for The Many Saints of Newark. Let me know what you think of this film in the comments below. And have you seen Sopranos? Let me know down in the comments below and tell me what you think of the show. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and notify for my latest movie reviews. And make sure you guys follow me on Facebook, Status, Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd. Keep contact with me. And thank you guys so much for watching. And have a nice day.